I've seen so many men or just people in general say that they're gonna start a new diet, whether it's keto, carnivore, low carb diet, whatever it may be. I've seen so many men say that they're gonna start this diet, start that diet, and the majority of people can't actually stick to a diet, right? They'll start a diet and then a few weeks goes by, and then what happens? They either fall off or they can't maintain it because either their calories are too low, they're eating too little, or they're doing a stupid low carb diet and they've got no energy. Yeah, the recovery's poor because they're not getting any carbs, not getting any energy. So there's so many different diets that people say, "Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that." And before you start any diet, you need to ask yourself a question. And that question is, are you going to be able to maintain this long term? And if the answer is no, it's not the right diet, right? Because I've seen so many people try all these new diet plans and, oh no, someone said I need to do keto, or someone said I need to do low carb if I want to, get lean and get shredded. It's all a bunch of nonsense. The diet that is going to work is the one that you're going to be able to stick to long enough, right? The plan that's going to work is the one that you're going to be able to stick to, you're going to be able to maintain for a significant time period to achieve the results that you want, right? So when someone says to me, "Oh, they're starting a new diet," right? Don't call it a diet. Call it a lifestyle change because that is what you need. If you want to get lean, you want to stay lean, and you want to be able to maintain it, you need good habits, right? So if you've been eating like absolute crap for the past 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, maybe even longer than that, right? You've got to then try and undo all those bad habits. And it's not something you're going to be able to do over a few weeks to even a few months. You need 6 months to a year of locking in minimum to undo all your bad habits. You think you can go from like eating crap from the past maybe 5 to 10 years, right? However long you've been out of shape, to then just changing your mindset overnight, and you think you're going to be able to eat perfectly clean, train, get your perfect amount of sleep, 7 to 9 hours, you're training, you're getting hitting all your macros. You think you're gonna be able to do that, right? After you've been eating crap for the past how many years? It's just not gonna happen, right? This is why I've even spoken about it in my previous videos, is the fact that you need to change your mindset. You need a mindset shift. Because if you don't change your mindset, you're just gonna go back to it doesn't matter what diet, right? It doesn't matter what diet you choose, you're just gonna end up going back to your old habits. So if carnivore diet is something you think you can stick to long term, by all means go for it. And if you can maintain that, then so be it, right? Because like I said, the plan that's gonna work is the one that you're gonna be able to stick to get the results that you want. And if you can't stick to it, then forget about it, right? You're cooked. Essentially, you're cooked. You're not going to be able to, if you can't maintain the diet, you just forget about it, because as soon as you come off that diet, right? If it's keto, low carb, whatever it is, as soon as you come off of it, you're going to put the weight straight back on again, right? So forget about what all these like influencers and people say online about, oh no, if you want to lose weight and you want to get shredded, like a lot of people say, oh, low carb, man, low carb is the one. And the reason why a lot of people say low carb is the one is because when you first start a low carb diet, you lose a lot of glycogen and a lot of water very very fast, because right, when your carbs are higher, you hold on to more water, more glycogen, right? And then as soon as you drop them carbs, right, you're going to lose all that water, that glycogen. So people start losing pounds very quick, thinking, oh, this is working. When in actuality, they're just dropping a lot of water, a lot of glycogen, because they've dropped their carbs so low. But again, to be able to maintain that is very difficult. This is why I say only start the diet that you are able to maintain. If you think, yes, I can definitely maintain this long term, again, go for it, right? But if you think to yourself, look, I think I can only maintain this for about a month or two, it's not the right diet, right? And sometimes you just need to go back to the basics instead of trying to find all these fancy diets to lose weight. Because this is what people do. They go online, they're trying to find shortcuts or these fancy diets that they think they're gonna get in shape if they follow a certain plan. When in actuality, no, if you just stick to the basics and you're making sure you're hitting your protein, you're getting enough carbs and you're getting your fats, right? And you've got a good balance of both, of all three, sorry, most of the time you'll find that'll be a lot more sustainable than trying all these different fancy diets because some fitness influencer told you that this is the right way, and if you do this you're going to lose 10 pounds in a month or something stupid, right? And you need to stop finding shortcuts. Find something that's sustainable. Find something you're going to be able to stick to long term and stick with it. And that's it. It's very simple, but people overcomplicate it. People are trying to find shortcuts. They don't have any delayed gratification. So they want to they think, oh, this doesn't work. And then what happens is a lot of people will try all these diets, right? They'll try these diets, whatever diet it may be, and then they'll give it a few weeks. They can't maintain it, and they say, "Oh, nah, this diet's no good. It's not working," right? Or they start the diet, they hit a plateau, and they say, "Oh, no, the diet's not working." When in actuality, the diet's working. They're just not patient enough. And you need patience when it comes to fat loss. Fat loss is very slow, right? It's not something that you can just get rid of, especially if you've been eating crap for the past 2, 3 years or however long, right? And you're over 20% body fat, maybe even 30%, like the average man. You're not going to get down to 10% in a couple of weeks of dieting, right? You need to be locked in for 6 to 12 months minimum, right? If you're 20% and above, you need 6 to 12 months. That's how long you need because you need to cut. And then once you cut and you get down to your desired result, then you need to reverse diet out of the cut. And if you don't do that, you're probably going to put all that weight back on, right? I'm going to make another video over to go over like reverse dieting and how it can help you actually maintain your results, because it's one thing getting your results, but then if you then cut, get down to a nice lean physique, a low body fat percentage, and then end up putting all that weight back on again, you've just wasted all that time, right? So what was the point? So this is why I say this: once you cut, you want to get nice and lean, nice, probably between 10 to 12%, because the lower body fat you get to, the longer you can actually stay in a lean bulk for, and the more muscle you can actually try and build without getting fat, essentially. So you want to get down as lean as possible, and then you can spend a longer time trying to build muscle, right? You can spend longer in a lean gaining phase, and then once you hit a certain point, then you can do another mini cut, and you just repeat the cycle. But this is why I say you need to you need to lose the fat first, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you only need to get lean once, and if you do it right, you only need to get lean once. So this is why I say that stop like listening to all these silly influencers telling you about, oh, you need to do this diet, you need to do that diet. Don't worry about none of that. Just stick to the basics. Make sure you're hitting your protein, you're getting enough carbs, you're getting enough fats. Just stick to the basics. Yeah. Pound of protein per per your weight. And again, make sure you're getting enough carbs. Your carbs should make up about 30 to 40%. And your fats, again, should be around 20 to 30%. So this is why I say just stick to the basics. Don't worry about all these silly diets. You don't need to worry about all of them, because at the end of the day, most of these diets that people push online, they're probably not sticking to them themselves, or they're probably juiced up, which is why they're showing you some crazy results. But at the end of the day, fat loss takes time. You just need to accept that, stick to the basics, right? Follow a simple plan. Find some good meal plans online, right? Because I think one of the biggest things is you'll get some of these stupid influencers saying you need to eat 6 eggs a day because eggs are a great source of protein, which they are. But if you're someone that absolutely hates eggs and you're not going to be able to maintain that diet, don't eat eggs, right? Very simple. Don't eat eggs. Find other whole foods that you actually enjoy, right? That you'll be able to maintain. If you don't like eggs, eat chicken, eat mince, right? Mince meat. You've got turkey, you've got fish. There's so many different other alternatives. If you find something you don't like and you don't enjoy it, don't just eat it because some influencer said you need to eat eggs. If you really hate them that much, don't eat them, right? Don't get me wrong. Eggs are a fantastic source of protein, and if you can incorporate them into your meal plan, do it. But again, if it's going to deter you from your goals and you're not going to be able to stick to it long term, don't eat them, right? Find other alternatives. Find healthy whole foods that you can actually maintain for a sustained period of time. Because at the end of the day, you that is how you're going to win. That is how you're going to get the physique that you want, and you're going to be able to build and maintain that physique by sticking to a plan. And the longer you can stick to it, right, the better your results, and you'll actually get to where you want to be, rather than you get a lot of people, they start something, after a few weeks they give up because it's too hard, they can't maintain it, right? So experiment with different meal plans, different foods, right? Find things that you actually enjoy, that are healthy, that are whole foods, that you can maintain for a sustained period of time, right? Yeah, you might not enjoy it to the same degree as going to McDonald's, right? But a lot of these foods at these fast food places, they're designed and engineered to make you addicted, because in there, if you're addicted to them sort of foods, they make more money, right? This is why they engineer these foods to make them addictive, make you want more, so you keep going back. This is why I say you need to find healthy alternatives that you will be able to maintain, right? To help you reach your goals. Because if you don't maintain it and you're not consistent enough, you're gonna struggle, right? You're gonna struggle to get there, and you're just gonna hold yourself back. If you're not able to maintain a plan, right? You're not able to make sure you're getting your nutrients, make sure you're eating whole foods, the right foods, and you're training consistently. If you don't do them things, you're just going to push yourself further and further away from your goals, and it's going to take you longer and longer to achieve them. That's why if you just lock in for 6 to 12 months, just absolutely lock in, cut off all distractions, people telling you to go out to eat, ignore them, right? Just block them. Just block them. Just get rid of them. Right? If people want to go out to eat, people want to go out to party, people want to go out to drink, right? You don't need any balance until you're lean. Lock in for 6 to 12 months. Stop going out, stop partying, stop eating takeaways, stop eating crap, right? Get rid of all the distractions. Lock in for 6 to 12 months and your life will change. It's simple.